When you look at these pictures, do you feel scared? Maybe you feel insignificant? Or maybe even terrified? Great, that means you have thalassophobia, which maybe it's not great, but anyways, thalassophobia is the persistent and intense fear of deep bodies of water. So apparently, there are some people who get really scared by these sorts of images. It's kinda similar to existentialism that I talked about in my Outer Wilds video. As for me personally, I'm not really scared of the ocean or anything. Instead, I'm kinda fascinated by it. When I look at this, my first thought isn't but more of a whoa, sick. It's a kind of a weird feeling. You know, when you're thinking of a lot of stuff at the same time, so you go into like a different mental space. That's kind of what happens to me when I'm thinking of megalophobia or thalassophobia. It's strangely mesmerizing. And since it is so interesting, I decided to make a few builds in Minecraft to give me that same feeling. But before I show them to you, just let me give you a little bit of context on how I got to this point. So a few days ago, I was watching this video by QDS Archive. And when I got to this clip, for some reason, all of my 4 brain cells got really intrigued. They were like blown away by this. And since I was a bit desperate for views, I decided to start experimenting. Let's take a look at the definition again. So, large bodies of water doesn't really feel scary though. Maybe, aha. And let's turn this to nighttime. Alright. So this looks way better than before. But it doesn't feel scary, does it? I mean, I can't imagine someone pissing their pants from this. It was starting to feel like I didn't know where to go from here. So I decided it was time for research. Going back to this video, it seems like a huge factor for making the ocean scary is the existence of giant... what was that?
Warning. Entering ecological dead zone. The prospect for survival is fast approaching 0.
Oh, I'm sure that doesn't mean anything. So, it seems like giant monsters are kinda scary. But an important thing to note here is that you can't just throw a giant dude at someone's face and expect to scare them. Sure, it might jump scare them once or twice, but just like my relationships, that doesn't last long. Why did I write this in the script? What the hell was I thinking? Anyways, we need something to keep up the intensity. For that, we need a perfect environment. So I made a few changes to this world. First, I added the realistic physics mod for these sick waves. Also, change the stupid clear sky. Give me some thunder. Now that's more like it. Let's also add a bit of lore to this world by replacing this sad little raft with a slightly bigger one. Okay, maybe that's not a raft, but I like it. Finally, what I think is the best part of this whole thing? The Insanity Shader Pack. And here's what it looks like. So the canvas was complete, now I just needed something to fill it with. But before adding a monster, a nice thing I learned was to limit the information a player gets. Your mind will always make up things to be scarier than they are, and that works best when the person has limited information. That is why this clip is so scary, because as soon as you get this message, you know you are in trouble. You know that there is something bad out there, but what and where it is gonna come from is still a huge mystery. This emotional buildup is what delivers that scary moment. So after applying all of this, I finished the first build for the video. Take a look. I love this. If you can't see it well, here's the same scene with different shaders. Yes, it's huge tentacles coming out of the ocean. And sadly, you seem to be at the center of it all. This is the kind of feeling I was trying to create. The feeling of zero safety and yet so hypnotizing. I was really proud of myself, to be honest. I'm a shitty builder, and still this first build turned out to be this good. I was really pumped to start building some more things now. Let's get to a few more builds that I made. Build 1. It's a hole. It's just a hole. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's a big hole. I mean, I don't know if it's creepy, maybe more like out of place. Still feels pretty cool looking up from the inside though. But that's about it. Build 2. Okay, for this one, I just randomly went crazy with the physics mod settings, and these waves were looking kind of funny. Here's me boating on them. Pretty crazy. I thought they were pretty cool. Also could be scary if you like imagine yourself being there in the real life, you know? Okay, you're probably noticing that there's not any kind of monsters in these builds. But I thought you said monsters were scary. Well, yes, but not exactly always. The existence of monsters is sometimes less scary than the lack of one. Our minds can go haywire just imagining the kinds of creatures that lie right below our feet. It'll imagine eyes popping out the dark or silhouettes underwater. But all of this stops as soon as the monster shows itself. Since we can see it, our brains can rationalize it and the fear dissipates. In other words, it's your anxiety that creates these scenarios. This is how some of the best horror games like PT or Lethal Company work, which you'll now notice in the next build as well. Build 3. Another very cool photo I found was this. A broken ladder which seemingly was going all the way into the abyss, and here it is in game. Here's a photo I took which looks pretty similar to the original one. Also, yeah, this place is inspired by the pool rooms. I think it has the perfect vibe for an eerie setting. Very cool concept, 9 by 10. Moving on, build 4. Okay, this next idea I got from God of War. You know when Kratos and Atreus go inside the world serpent with Jormungandr? That took me 11 takes just to get the damn name right. Wow. I thought of this scene where you would wake up and look out your tiny house and just see, you know what? Let me just play the scene. Now, isn't this cool? This build took me so long to make, but at the end, it was all worth it. You wake up and you see a giant sea monster right outside your house about to eat you. It might be hard to feel it in the video, but actually standing here in game gives this feeling of awe that's hard to describe. There's an urge to figure out more about this creature, but you obviously won't get that chance as it's literally about to consume you. Probably the best build of the video. Anyways, that brings me to the final build of this video. This giant red subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe as it helps me out a ton. I just want to say that I'm not an expert on these phobias or anything, so if I got anything wrong, okay, anything, do let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to save files for these builds for yourself, then let me know that too. I've been planning on making a Discord server recently, so if there's enough requests, then I'll just drop those save files in there. There's some really good videos I've been working on, so stay tuned, I guess. And well, see ya!